Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, Low Flock. So, remember that you were told that you can't serve two masters. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard it at this point. And you think about that, you say, he only mentions two: Abba, the Father, El, or Mammon. So that made it real simple for you in life. You were either serving one or the other. Now look at your life and see. Look at your life and see. And first of all, you have to know what Mammon means. Are you aware of what the word Mammon means? That God, Mammon? Okay. Material pleasures, riches, vainglory, pride of life. You see? Those be the things of Mammon. And that's what Mammon will offer you. And that's all it will offer you. Think about Yahushua when he was tempted. What was he told during his temptation? If you fall down and worship me, I will give you this. And what was it? The kingdoms of the world. All the power and the riches. Mammon. And so when a man is born into this world, he's born under that great influence of Mammon, is he not? He's taught his whole life to chase Mammon. That will be his value in this world. I mean, look at these words like high value man, high value woman. Who is the one that's giving the value? Who's placing the value on the man or the woman when they say high value man and high value woman? Who's the one who's placing the value? Now, as the scripture says, a virtuous woman, who can find her? Which in the eyesight of Abba is of a high price. You see? But y'all ain't doing that. So then what is you doing? What is high value and high price to you? A rapper with a bunch of jewelry around his neck? In debt? To a bunch of creditors? That's what you think high value is? Having a big car with big rims, having a big old house. Well, obviously that's the stuff that was being offered to Yahushua in the 40. That kind of thing, you see. So now that we've established what Mammon is, and it was written that you can't serve them both. You can't serve them both, brother. You may think you slick and you may think you are able to, but you ain't able to. You can't serve them both. And watch what he says next. For you will either love one and hate the other. You see that? Think about that for a second. You will love one and hate the other. So if you love El, if you love Abba, then what will you feel about Mammon? You will hate. Now, when you put something in your mouth to taste something and you hate it, what do you do with it? You spit it out, don't you? Don't you? Isn't that your reaction to it? Well, that should be your reaction to Mammon. How interesting. Now, how many of you are disgusted at it? Or as the scripture says, hate it. Y'all all say in this world, hate is such a strong word. Well, that's what it says there. You will cleave to one and reject. So whichever one you're holding on to, if it's money, wealth, fame, a high credit score so that you can buy items, whatever it is, if you're hanging on to that, then you are actually rejecting Abba. Now, what does he say? All day long I extend my hands unto a rebellious people, as a hen would do her chicks, but you would not allow me. So if you're not holding on to him, then what are you holding on to? Mammon. It's obvious. Now, why am I telling y'all this? Because this is the trap that they've pulled on you. You better listen to this. If you were wise, you would. This is the trap. This is the burning barn that they're telling you to come on in. We're having a party in here. No, the hell they ain't having no damn party. That barn is on fire. You ever seen them or they? That show They? When the house caught all on fire and yeah. It's like that in there. Okay? But they're luring you in with mammon. Like Pleasure Island. That's what they're doing. They're luring you right in. Yes, if you get a lot of money, then you'll be considered successful. And you'll have all the perks that come along with having a lot of money. You see that there? But the okie doke trick, and I want y'all to know this because this is the snare that they're going to hang you upside down by your ankle with. That's why Abba says you better reject mammon. Mammon has a rope around it, and it's called the stock market. And the stock market crash is when that rope comes around your ankle and lifts you upside down because you stuck your foot in the trap of mammon. Now, let's see. What did Abba say about those who love money? He says they have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. They stabbed themselves to death. That's what it says. So someone who loves money is someone who is killing themselves. They have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. They sit alone at night, thinking of all of the wounds that they've caused to their own life just to have that money. Yep, they sure do. But they don't tell you about that. Because they got the trap stick ready for you to get trapped in it right alongside them. Why? Because misery loves company. It says they've stumbled at it. Stumble means trap stick. See, a stumbling stone. If you look up that word, I'm a stumbling stone laid in Zion, it means a trap stick. That's what it means. Well, it's the same goes with mammon, because mammon is just a copycat. Abba says, I'll give you everything. Keep my commandments. Mammon says, I'll do everything. You fall and worship me. So that's the choice. And that's what Yahushua was telling you. You can't serve both. You got to choose which one you're going to serve. Because that's what you did in Egypt, slave. You labored for wages so that you could buy bread and eat. As if that is man's greatest achievement, is eating something. Oh boy. So that's what they're doing. Now, Israelites, as you see this awakening is unfolding and all of you are getting excited, even though I'm telling you great tribulation is coming upon you, the reason you're getting excited is because you have this illusion that rich people are coming together to finally fight the system and they're going to change this thing. Well, the trap stick is the money. Because I don't care how many rich people you have in a room. The one that flips the switch and cuts the money off is the one who controls it all. Now, who prints the money? So then, who can stop printing it? I hope y'all see the trap stick now. Whose faces is on it? The American dollars that you see, are there any Israelites on there? So then who controls it, buddy? So then when you decide to come together and use money as your power source, in other words, mammon, as your power source, what's going to happen? They can easily just turn the switch off and crash the market. And now all of you are equal. Oh boy. I hope y'all hear me. Because that's the great deception here at the last little moment. See, because so-called black people then came into some money. Ain't that what Kanye told you? So-called black people then came into money. So now that means you can't tell us nothing. Okay, well, what is the scriptures that you say you serve? Yea. Is it yea? What's the scripture that you say you worship? It would be the Bible, right? What does it say? Does it say wait till I get my money right? Or does it say the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil? Is that what it says? Hmm. But you say, but you say, let's get our money. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. See, we gonna get this rock. That's what we're gonna get filled up with. We're gonna stack our riches up in heaven, as we were told, where neither moth nor rust will decay it. If you set your affection on things above, then everything below will work out for you. That's what he said. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and the rest shall be added. And take no thought of these things of the earth. Take no thought of what you shall put on. Take no thought of what you shall eat or drink or wear. And you wonder why Christ hung out with the low. He hung out with the beggars and the sinners, with the drug addicts and the prostitutes. And you wonder why. You wonder why. Because those are the ones that know salvation is not found in money. They know that. Salvation is only found in I am, and in truth and in love. And that is the only place where it's found. That's where you'll find the Father and the Son. Isn't that what he said? Where I am, there you will be. Well, his name is salvation. Where is salvation? With the Father. That's where he's at. He's at the right hand of the Father. That's what it says. So if you're setting your affections on earthly things, then you've missed it. And that's what they got a lot of you doing right now. That's why a lot of you are rejoicing. Finally, at last, yeah, our people are finally standing up. This is going to be a great change in the earth. Okay, well, what happens when they turn the money off? Then what happens with all that momentum? Then how do you fight this battle, so-called black people? Then how will you fight when you don't have any money to fight with? Did you forget about your ancestors who came out of Egypt and who went into the wilderness and ate manna from heaven? Did you forget about that? You still looking for your 3D golden calf to take care of you, huh? Well, that was a snare unto them then, and it is a snare unto you now if you follow after them. If you follow after them, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You need not go outside of yourself to search for it. For searching outside of yourself would be foolishness if you have heard that it is within you. Wouldn't it be? So if my treasures are to be found within me, then why would I think that something outside of me could give me salvation from slavery? It is not anything outside of yourself that will give you salvation. Even a circumstance that they say requires money, you can be delivered from it without the money if you use the truth of I am, where real salvation is to be found, where true salvation is to be found in the Father. Now I dare all of you, what is the Father's name? Simple as that. I'd be confused when I hear people say other names other than what Abba said his name is for all generations forever. How do y'all get around that scripture, y'all that don't believe that that's his name? Now, if his name is I am, as it is revealed to the prophet face to face, that that is his name, then what is his name today? Now, I got a question. Is there power in the name of Abba? Is there power in the name of the Father? All right, then. So how have you been using the name? Hmm? How have you been using it? Because that's all that matters. It's not about no money. It's not about what's outside of yourself. And like I told you, if you think that's what it's going to require is rich black people come together to fight against the system, then you're wrong and you're sadly mistaken. Because Abba Yah never used any rich group of people to do anything. He always used the lowly, the simple things, the poor, the humble, the meek. That's who he used. When has he changed? Does he change? You want to make I am into some earthly king. I am is a heavenly king. Say that again, grandson. I don't think they heard you in the upper deck. I said, y'all want to make my Abba into an earthly king, but he is a heavenly king. Now let's see if Israel want to make him into an earthly king. Give us an earthly king, Father. Give us an earthly king. Abba says, I'm your king from heaven. We want a king on the earth. All right. That's what you want, then have it then. So am I lying to y'all? Or am I just telling you the truth? Y'all keep trying to make him into an earthly king, though he be a heavenly king. Will you accept his truth today, that he is a heavenly king? And when you search the heavenly things today, will you? Or will you keep searching after earthly things and be caught in a snare, flipped upside down till all your change fall out your pockets? Because that's all that's going to happen. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Has this economy crashed before? It's called the Great Depression, ain't it? Did it happen again? It's called the Great Recession, ain't it? So is it going to happen again? Now, third time's a charm. She gonna get knocked down on her ass this third time, and she ain't getting up no more. Who? Who y'all call Lady Liberty. Yeah, Lady Liberty, Lilith, Jezebel, the one that tells you to just do whatever the hell thou wilt. Yeah, her ass gonna fall down this third time, and she ain't getting up anymore. Why? Because she got bonked on her head with that whack-a-mole branch. That's why. What y'all think the branch come to do? He come to rule with a rod of iron. Crack! Right on your shit until the stars and the birds are spinning around, Jezebel. You ain't getting up after this whack, though. And then I'm gonna go and call all those dogs, and they gonna come. A bunch of mangy ass dogs, and they gonna rip your ass up to ain't nothing left but your palms and your hands and your feet. Y'all see that there? That's the trick. And I just want you all to know that that's what's happening. They're trying to lead you into a burning building. They want you to give it all up for money. Tell me I'm lying to you. Y'all have been sitting up here talking about, oh, this secret group here is making people do blood sacrifices, and this secret group here is making people sell their souls to this industry, and this industry here is making people sell their souls and sell out their family members, and this, that. What are they selling their family members and shit for? Would it be mammon? Material gain and pleasures and fame? Vain riches and vain glory? Is that what they're selling? So then they're serving mammon. So simple and easy to see it. That's who's giving them the mammon. That's who's doing it. That's why he said, blessed are the poor. Why? Because you ain't reaping no benefits from mammon. You ain't serving him. If you were serving him, you would get wages. The more you serve him, the more wages you get. That's the way it working. Are y'all silly? Y'all don't know that? So the more you do, the richer you get. So the more you serve mammon, the more richer you get. Well, who's the richest? What did they say? The richest black man in American history. Who is that? How did he get there? Oh, I just told you how. You have to serve mammon to get wages. So can you serve mammon and God? Yay? Can you do both? Can you be signing multi-million dollar, billion-dollar deals and be serving God? Is that possible? Well, it's written you can't. You would be hating one, but you're doing both. Well, that's not possible. See how that's working? It's not possible. So y'all better have discernment so you don't put your foot in that ring and get snatched up with that whirlwind of a false flame. That false light trying to shine, trying to get all of you caught up. Trying to get all of you caught up when it's the synagogue of Satan behind all of this. Don't you guys want to get rich? And y'all still going, yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, well, just keep selling this off a little bit and sell yourself here a little bit and pierce yourself through with many sorrows over time. Even though it's just a little prick here and a little prick there, don't worry about it. Over time, it'll just be a big ass giant wound. But don't worry about that. Just keep focusing on getting more rich and more rich and more rich. And y'all all say y'all hear me, but do you hear me really though? Do you really hear me though? Because what did he say? We walk by faith, not by sight. What is faith? The substance of the thing hoped for, evidence not seen. You hear that? So how many people truly live in that way today, each day? One day at a time. Do you live one day at a time? Well, if you're signing contracts and making business deals and putting your name in 4-year contracts, you're not thinking about right now. You can't be. You're thinking about this 4 years and paying this off and getting in this contract and making this deal and having to meet there tomorrow and having to do that. Well, then you ain't serving Abba because he says, take no thought for tomorrow, for tomorrow will take thought of the things of itself. Also, don't take thought of what you'll eat. Don't take thought of what you'll put on. If these niggas got clothing lines with their names on it and shoe brands and shit, they're definitely taking thought of that. It just is what it is. Y'all just got to have discernment to see it so that you don't put your foot in that snare and get caught up in the flood and lose your life chasing vanity. For surely it's vanity, man. If moth and rust can decay it, then it's vanity. It means rust is stronger than that thing you held so dear. And that's sad. That means a moth is mightier than that dollar bill that you held so dear he gobbled it right up. That's what it means. So what do you have that moth and rust cannot overpower? What do you got like that? Silawan, Mr. Allah.